So I think we've had a lot, we tried to get as many of the member companies as we possibly could to kind of have a speaking role, for you to have some interaction with all of us in some way, form or fashion. So now you'll have some names with some faces as you dig into our website and have some interaction with AESQ. I think the real message here is that the collaboration doesn't end today. It doesn't end today. We are always around and available. We have the feedback web, link on our website that says, hey, anytime you have a question, ask it. We have a whole FAQ section. I know we just had an FAQ panel. We have lots of answers to questions. So any question you ask, we answer it, and then we put it on our website because other people have it too. We also have the communities of practice that were just talked about. So as you're working through and you have a question, ask it. I think it's important to step back and think about where we've started versus where we are today. If any of you were able to walk through the museum at Rolls-Royce, you'll see that there's a rich history there, right? Rolls-Royce started and grew their quality system, their production, their designs on their own here, in the UK, and worked with their suppliers. GE has the same. GE Aviation, now it's going to be Aerospace. We have a rich history in the United States where we started with our quality systems and we built our designs and we worked with our suppliers. Pratt has the same. Safran in France has the same. We've all grew up separate, right? We all grew up separate. We have our own engineering communities. We have our own, leadership. And I think it's pretty incredible that with 100 years of growing up in kind of separate continents and separate standards and ways, we've now come where we are, which is saying, let's try to commonize and harmonize standards as much as possible. We do recognize and understand that we still have a ways to go. We've kind of made some major progress in saying, at GE, we have S1000, and if you were a supplier to GE back in November, you worked with us in a certain way. Now in January, February, a lot of our S1000 was incorporated into 13,100. You still work with us in the same way. There's just some slight tweaks. Names might be different, words might be different now that we're commonizing. Since we've made that great step, we are now challenging ourselves to look together again and say, what more can we do? We've talked about some different things. We know we have to issue a new 13,100 standard just because of all the feedback we've gotten per Jim Wilson's point to say, we thought we meant this when we wrote it and you interpreted it in a completely different way. We've got to fix that. Or some grammatical errors, things like that. So we are pushing ourselves and challenging ourselves to continue on this process, recognizing we have our own businesses that we're also transforming. So as I'm coming up with new standards, I'm feeding that back into GE Aerospace when my engineering communities and my purchasing department, who works with US suppliers, and trying to transform and transition them along too, as well as the rest of the OEMs. So this is definitely a journey, not a sprint. So we are on this journey together. And I think you being here has been really a testament to the involvement and the engagement and the progress that we're making going forward. So again, we really appreciate you being here. Don't be a stranger. Any questions you have, ask your OEM specific through your quality representative or your purchasing representative. Go on our website, whatever. I was also told that if you wanted to take the game with you, go ahead. So if you don't want to, otherwise it's just kind of going in the trash. So it's an opportunity to take it with you and go play that back with your business and see what they have to say. We said we'd reach out to Becky. She's been and always is a huge help. These supplier forums are a lot to put on. We all do have day jobs. And so, including Becky, so it's nice for us to come together for a common cause and work on this type of thing. But in terms of the glue that puts it all together and making sure that we progress throughout the day, it's Becky. So thank you, Becky. And thank you for the continued engagement from all of the AESQ members. We hope you also become an AESQ member, because then you're part of of the journey versus kind of just a spectator. So with that, we're gonna call it a wrap, and really appreciate you being here. Thanks, have a great day.